Well, it's a sunny Saturday morning. It's quite nice, lovely warm, and I think I'll do a little bit of ponding. The fish are looking happy. I'm certainly happy. The weekend after all. So I better get on and do some work on the pond. Most people who watch this channel are probably aware that I use a net on top of the pond. It's not ideal. I understand that because it takes off from the aesthetics of the pond. But in the past, I've had two huge, humongous herons that stand on the top of the outbuilding just there and look with slobbering beaks at me koi. So I put the net on a few years ago. In fact, I fitted it about a month, 2 months after I'd finished the pond. And it's worked wonders since. All that I do in a sunny day at the weekend is just peel the net back, so it's no big massive issue, and it certainly saves the fish. And when they jump, they hit the net and just bounce back into the pond, so it doesn't hurt them. One negative of the net is, as you can see there, I've been feeding the fish quite heavily over the last month because of the warm temperatures, but the net tends to gather, after it's rained, all the foam, the protein foam. The reason it's dipped into the pond there is because we had some heavy rain last night, and it topped the pond up with the rain, and now some of the net is actually sagging into the water itself. And as you can see, some froth, some protein foam is gathered around where the net is in the pond. But that's easily rectified. I just lift the net out. Well, as some of you might be aware, a couple of weeks ago I had a nitrite spike over the weekend because I overfed the fish. Although the fish had overeat, to be quite honest, I've still got that touch of nitrite in the pond. So what I'm going to try and do is to take one of my still beds out and turn it into a moving bed. So with that in mind, I've purchased another Charles Austin pump. It's an EV, beg your pardon, it's an ET40. I've already got one that already powers my original moving bed, and it also powers to a certain degree the foam fractionator. However, I don't have enough air to power another moving bed, so I purchased this one. They're not too bad, £74.99 from Cascade Koi. I had problems with the delivery people at APC. They should have delivered it last week, but no one was at home, and all they had to do is leave it in a safe place, but they didn't. Anyway, it's not Cascade Koi's fault. I've now got delivery and I'm going to fit it. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to fit a hairstone. Temporarily I'm connecting it to the air pump just over there. When I'm happy it's working, I'll find a different place for it to sit. I've got two existing air pumps there already. I don't want to put another one next to it because of the heat. So as soon as I'm happy that this hairstone works and the K1 is moving well, I'll pin it down properly. Anyway, in the meantime, as you can see, the K1's quite dirty because it is a stone bed. It's due for a clean, so I'm going to clean this K1, swell it out, and then turn it into a moving bed. Let's see how it goes on. So in it goes. There we are. In fact, no, what am I doing? Let's clean the K1 first. There you go, you can see the K1's been stirred up. It's quite dirty, but hopefully over the next few weeks as that continues to move, it'll clean up. But anyway, I'm just cleaning the water for the time being. Let's clean this still bed out. So there's the level going down. Bit by bit. Just having a good clean, good stir. So there you go. That's empty now. But look at all that mosquito larvae there. I'm forever cleaning the damp stuff out. It's not muck, it's fly larvae. An absolute pain in the butt. Well, I'm hoping when this turns into a moving bed, they'll stop laying in here. They certainly do. The existing moving bed over there, I simply don't get any fly larvae. So, there's the air stone. Let's load it in. I don't know how much you can see. There you go. Load it to the bottom. There you are. It's sitting just on top of the K1 now. And the pipe, so let me move it a bit. Up. There we go. Just around there. So when I put water in and I turn the air on, what should happen is that K1 will start to fluidise and the air pump should sink straight to the bottom and continue the motion of the K1 turning round, turning it into another biological filter, just like my existing one. Here it is, and there goes the air stone. And what we're going to do just now is turn it on. And there you go. 40 litres per hour. It's probably going a little bit too fast, so what I'm going to have to put onto it is a little manifold, I think, just to release some of the air. I haven't got one here at the minute, so I'll have to get one at the weekend. But there you go. Working wonders already. And that's the beauty of having a DIY pre-pond filter system. You can just modify it almost instantly. So, from a single moving bed, 2 still beds and 1 vortex, just by adding an air pump, I've now got 2 moving beds full of 168 litres of K1, plus I've got the mountain root, bacteria root in these some just before the waterfall, so that's loads of bacteria filter media, and I'm just hoping now I can sort of level out the nitrite level. I simply haven't got an issue with the ammonia, it's just the nitrite, just a touch of pink. So let's hope this sorts it out. And after 5 minutes of moving, there's still a little bit of dirt that's been brought up from the bottom of the barrel. Just, there you are, can you see it just go past? I'll scoop it out at some point. It'll probably go through the filter system anyway. But already it's cleaning up. There we are, but that bit again. Try and scoop it out at some point. But there you go. The water level's a touch high. I'll just see how that goes, and I might have to drop it a touch just by opening up the slide valve. Just down there, that's one on the existing, or the first biological filter. Actually, it's not the first biological filter now. This is the first biological filter in line, and that's now become the second. It's a fabulous job the Japanese matting's doing inside the vortex, plus the amalgam UVC 40 watt lamp. That's sorted out the algae. The Japanese matting, plus that still bed over there, is stopping all the, pretty much all the muck and gunge. That gets rid of the large debris. That gets rid of a lot of the fines, plus the amalgam 40 watt UVC, which is in the vortex, that helps to get rid of the algae. And we've got the 30 watt TMC UVC, which also kills any algae that managed to get through the system. That's on the outlet side of the moving bed, just there. So that'll be 2 biological filters. Both of them I'll have around about 84 litres of K1. And then of course I've got the waterfall where the mountain root bacteria house is situated, and what you can also see there, I've planted quite a bit of watercress to help with the nitrates. I haven't got a massive nitrate problem, but hopefully that'll do just a little bit. Well, last weekend I cut the arbor back with some hedge trimmers, but as you can see right at the top there in the centre, it's got a little bun. I couldn't get to it, too far back, so I've bought myself another gardening toy, and it's a telescopic trimmer. So I bought the Cobra cordless one. It's 24 volts. So what I'm going to do is unpack it and let's have a look at it. I've already charged the battery up. It does say for the initial charge 5 hours. Sorry, say that again, 5 hours. Seems a little bit excessive to me, but that's what's in the instructions. So I followed the manufacturers, done just that overnight. So what I'm going to do now is unpack it, put it together, and let's give it a whirl. So the first thing we've got here, it's in two bits. You've got the main power section. The battery fits underneath here. You've got a strap to support the weight. And then you've got the extension and the blade. So you've got scabbard here just to protect the blade. It's quite nice. It can cut up to 12 mil, and it's, like I said already, it's 24 volts. So just the angle, you press the buttons in and you can move it up and down. Okay? To fit the extension and the power unit to the main blade, there's two little triangles. You can't see them. There's a triangle just at the top here, a triangle there. You line them up so the two power connectors terminals can link together. So I'll do that now. There you go. Right in. Screw it in. Righty-tighty. And back it in. Okay, and to extend it, you simply release the extension here, and it goes up to about 2.5 meters, I believe. So that's quite long. I don't know if you can see it there. I'm just going to shorten it again. There we go. And to adjust the angle, you simply press the buttons as I've shown already. Oop, there you go. There you go. So what I'm going to do is attach the battery. Which is 2 ampere hours. It should last about 1 hour, I believe. You'll soon find out. There we go. Take the scabbard off. I've done that before, to be quite frank. But there we go. Let's turn it on. Put on eco. Hang on. Nothing's happening. I'm doing something wrong. What it says. Put the batteries in. Okay, I've discovered what I need to do. Okay, so what we've got here is a power button. I simply press the power button until the eco button turns on. I don't know if you can see it. Yeah, there we go. Now I can press turbo. It simply makes it go quicker if I want it to go quicker. So I'm going to put the strap on. There you go. Extend it a bit. And away we go. Let's see how it works. Well, that's a good one in the pond. That's on video as well.
What?
Found the pond.
Cringe alert!
Oh dear.
What happened? My dad fell in the pond. My dad fell in the pond. Oh. Wait, this is me. Look. 3, 4, like.
Oh dear. So there you go. So it's done the job. I've been for a swim. And the pool's nice and warm, to be quite frank. But best of all, the arbour's nice and trim now. So, yes, it does its job. It's all in one piece after my little mishap. But hey, I think I need a shower. And I'll tidy up, get rid of all the leaves, and that's another job done. Well, it's been a funny old week. It was quite warm earlier on this week, midweek. So I went for an unscheduled dip in the pond, as I'm sure you've all seen. My daughter found it quite funny, which it was. I'm not quite sure what the fish thought of it though. The net took a big whack, so I've had to repair it. I went straight through the middle of it, straight down, but it doesn't repair too bad actually. The only thing I did have to do though, other than repair the nets, there's still some holes there as you can see. I had to replace 1 or 2 hooks because those just got obliterated. I reformed them, let's put it that way. So together with adding a new moving bed, as I mentioned earlier in the video, I increased the aeration rate. I used to put the air on 2 hours, leave it off 2 hours, so it's 2 on, 2 off. I've now increased that to 3 on, 1 off. The reason I'm leaving it off for 1 hour is just to allow the pump to cool down. I don't want to, I wouldn't say overheated, but wear out the diaphragms. So that 1 hour off just allows the air pump just to cool down just a fraction. But anyway, I have to say that since I've sorted out the air pump and the moving bed, the fish behaviour have calmed right down and their appetites have gone through the roof. I've still got one goldfish that's jumping. You probably just saw it, but he's been jumping now since last year, and I think he's got a bladder problem or something. So I'm not too concerned about the goldfish, but regarding the koi, I mean, even the colours are coming up. I doubt very much you can see it here because of the net, and obviously because of the reflections. But since I've increased that aeration, and I'm talking about a matter of 3-4 days now, the colours are definitely improving, and without a doubt the fish behaviour are improving. I mean, I can just see their dorsal fins, and most of the dorsal fins are raised, which tells me they're quite happy. The side effect of increased aeration though is more foam, certainly at the waterfall. I'm getting the impression that the air, and certainly the bubbles with the air stone, is creating more foam there, but I'm prepared to accept that. I've got a protein skimmer inside the filter house, but it doesn't obviously clean every bit up. It does a job, but not 100%. I'm quite happy with that, because to be quite frank, as long as it's around by the waterfall, it doesn't really affect me looking at the fish. It rained last night, and anybody who's been watching the gardening side of my site will know that a month or 2 ago I improved the lawn by putting some weed killer down and some feed in, and together with the rain and me watering it, I have to say it's starting to improve a hell of a lot. I only cut that yesterday and look at it already. So within 1 day, I reckon the grass has grown at least an inch. Yep, and all this muck and gunge here, this is where the filter outlet is. So I've cleaned the filters this morning. I've got to get that sorted. I need to run it underneath the path, the outlet, and more into the gardens here. This hydrangea is in the direct line of that outlet pipe from the filter, and that's why the leaves are absolutely luscious. Unfortunately, it doesn't get a great deal of sun, so there's no flowers at the moment. Tea house is looking marvellous. I haven't done a great deal on that for a couple of weeks. I am today though. I'm going to be putting up another cupboard. But back to the pond, and that's where I took my unscheduled dip, right in that corner there. I've learned a lesson, I think. Well, that's it for another week. I hope you enjoyed the video. I know I certainly did making it, especially when I went for the unscheduled dip. Certainly learned a lesson there. The next video I'm going to put out, I'm going to go back to the Japanese tea house and I'll show you how we're going on with the interior decor. One thing, I'm coming up to 500 subscribers now. It'd be great to get past that and at some point hit 1,000 subscribers. So please subscribe, please like, and until the next one, I'll see you again.